Good evening and welcome. We are live once more for Season 10, Tier 1, and I've forgotten which round we're at. I think it's round 9? Round 9 sounds about right. We'll go with that. Round 9 for the Japanese Grand Prix. We are here at Suzuka, one of my favourite tracks. This is absolutely brilliant, brilliant racetrack. It's very flowing, very difficult to overtake. Only one real overtaking spot down that main straight, and very difficult to follow cars in the dirty air around this very flowing track. But that first sector, the S, is absolutely brilliant to drive as a driver. Let's have a quick look at the standings just before we introduce Rosarian. And we've got Justin currently leading the championship at the moment, with Kiko in P2, Danny Coe rounding out the top 3 in P3, and Makenda coming up the rear. So we've got a four-way fight at the moment for the championship. Makenda is struggling at this stage, though. We're coming to the tight end of the season, and two Frenchmen currently in the lead. Alpine currently winning the Constructors and looking tidy with a 35-point gap there. And McLaren coming in P2, Mercedes and Red Bull still in with a shout. Lots of points still to play for in the remaining. This is going to be the second last. Is this? No, wait. There's two more races after this. We've got Brazil and Mexico, I'm pretty sure. So this will be round 9. For sure. And so, but yeah, great to be here, Rosarian. I'm happy to have you back once more. We've seemed to have switched races. We've been doing Tier 2 all season, and now we're doing Tier 1.
Well, it just happens to be so, and we're indeed on round 9, as I would enjoy to commentate on Suzuka, because it's an amazing track, I agree, to watch and to race on, especially to race side on side on, so I'm looking forward to the race especially. But I would think this racetrack for next season, maybe, it would suit more of race 8, round 8, because like it's almost an 80 circuit, but bad jokes, I'm tired, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got a very, very sore throat, so we're going to hear more of your bad jokes than my bad jokes this week, because yeah, I'm feeling a very tickly cough at the moment. So if I cough and splutter, I apologise. I've got a cup of tea next to me to make things better, but we are currently on board with Justin, that racer, who's going to be the first to set a lap. Oh, he's got a little bit on the grass there as well, as he comes through the top of the S's Dunlop curve, I think that is. I'm going to have to get the track map up here because I can never remember the names of the corners here. I remember some of them, but Suzuka, let's bear with me. I am very unprepared, so...
Well, doesn't matter at all because, yeah, I think this qualifying will be exciting already. We have Meepo as well racing in Tier 1 today, Tier 2 driver, as we all know, I believe. But I think, I don't know, I've never watched Suzuka a lot. I was a bad driver at it for a long time. I enjoy the track, but I don't know, what do you think we can expect in qualifying, Kebab?
I haven't got a clue. I haven't done any practice on this track yet because I've got another league race that I've been doing, and that was Baku yesterday. I did okay there. We do sprint races in that league, so I came 4th in the sprint, 6th in the race after getting punted first lap. But there we have the first time in. I won 29.1 from just that racer, so I imagine we're probably going to see 28 at some stage. I definitely don't feel grand, Damien. That's for sure. As Meepo won yesterday as well, so he's keeping his title hopes alive in Tier 2 for sure. A 28.6 from Tino, our resident esports driver, who was he hasn't been practicing much for this one, but kind of it really shows you the importance of practice as well as that we have an esports level driver, Tino. Nafkarin? I can never say his surname, like it's impossible to pronounce Finnish surname. But he doesn't practice for this league at all, and where you would normally expect a esports driver to absolutely dominate, he's not even in a shout for the title. So it kind of shows you exactly how much practice plays a role. Even top drivers need to practice to get amongst it in SLR, because we've got some rapid guys here.
Yeah, definitely, but like, there are not, Tino is the only ex-esport driver, but even people who aren't esport drivers like Justin, Kiko and Danico, they're just, Danico is typical experienced driver in my view, and like Kiko and Justin are just really fast as well. So it's, if they put in a lot of practice, they can indeed be really a lot faster than Tino. And even on one lap pace in qualifying we saw a lot this season.
Right. Tino has had some bad luck as well throughout the season, also I believe with incidents and contact and other bits and pieces. We've got yellow flags. I think that's just traffic slowing down, but we're currently on board with Romain, who's had a decent season in his Tier 1 debut in SLR. He's done quite well. Definitely some room for improvement there, but we'll see what kind of time he can put in Suzuka. I imagine the Suzuka is a lot of people's favourite tracks. Very nice to drive. It's just one of those tracks that you just kind of get into the moment with. You get into the trance of doing the left right kind of thing, and before you know it, you're at the end and you've done a mega lap. So Romain crossing the line, keeping it tight. The inside goes P2 with a 28.9. We've been told in chat as well that it was a 28.7 was pole in Tier 2. And yeah, I've never heard of that guy either, Damien. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, so currently Danico is on a hot lap as well, as he invalidated, if I'm correct, his first run, but he immediately just goes another lap on the tire he's driving. Still driving on his first set of tires, disqualifying. He's setting 2 purple sectors right now in the last sector. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I love this final 2 corners as well. They're very fun to get right, very easy to get wrong as well with how much the curbs unsettle the car. But he crosses the line and goes P2 with the 28.8. Not bad at all. But currently Tino is the man to beat.
He lost a bit of traction there at the end because of the chicane. I feel the traction zone is the most difficult of the whole track. The traction zones are quite difficult on this track in my opinion, and but especially that one, you can gain a lot of time if you put it on the right time and have the right amount of curve in the corner, but you can so easily lose it and just lose a lot of time.
Yeah, so currently nobody on a lap at the moment. We've got Jenab and a Daisy currently on outlaps. So a Daisy's going to be Jenab's going to be the first one to cross the line, and we'll do a guide of Suzuka as we follow on board with him. He's just coming down into the chicane, but obviously he's not on a lap at the moment. But yes, very tight at the top then as well, and then just in that racer, not quite hitting the heights of Danico so far. So I'm wondering whether or not he's lacking a bit of lap 1 pace. We've also got Vinge here today as well. I'm not sure if he's been racing in Tier 1 so far. We've also got Joel as well, who is ordinarily a line user, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do, making up numbers here today, and see how he can perform, whether he lasts the whole race or not. David
Oh,
says,
interesting to see what drivers like Finch and Meepo seems to have races where I can score a really good amount of points, even in Tier 1, as he is one of the dominant drivers in Tier 2. I don't know, I didn't do my homework, I don't know if he's in the lead in Tier 2, can't remember, I think he still is.
I don't know, I've been off this week as well, but yeah, follower on board then. With, sorry to interrupt, but sorry on board with Jedab, as we're coming down into turn 1, you've got to carry a lot more speed than you believe you can into this corner, but you've got to bleed that off for the second part of that first hairpin, and then into the S's, where it's just all about getting your line perfect, getting close to the curbs without mounting certain ones, and you get this one very right. Tightens on the apex, and you've got to be flat out through this left-hand Dunlop curve there. And Degner curve now. Degner 1. Got to just chuck it in there, take a lot of curve. Degner 2. Carry more speed than you believe you can, and get on the curve on the exit. Nicely done there from Jenap. Down now into the hairpin. Again, braking early here for this one. He got locks up a little bit there, that's not ideal, but he carries the speed well, but maybe he can carry a little bit more and flow that corner a little bit better as we come now down to Spoon Curve. And yeah, all about carrying speed through these. Going to carry a lot through this one, chuck it in, and then let it drift out wide over that curve. Lovely, lovely, and then get a late apex to get early on the power. Down now towards towards R30 and Casio triangles. Let's see what he gets a slipstream off there. Flat through this left-hander, always has been for a long time in Formula 1 cars now, and then you've got to brake late as you can for this one here. That's maybe a little bit early braking there, bit unconfident in the brakes there, but gets the exit good. And on the inside now to get a 129.2, so disappointing lap for Jenab, but he's up there with Kiko, and yeah, a number of guys struggling to get a decent banker in there, but I imagine when time comes around for the next runs, they will almost certainly be looking to improve. As Daisy goes P3 with a 28.9, not a bad lap from him. He's always had some great one-lap pace, but surprised to see that he's not competing at the top end of the league this season, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, Justin seems off as well from his regular pace. I don't know if Suzuka is one of his favorite tracks, because it is a track where people whose favorite it is, they seem to really be really good at it compared to people who don't practice Suzuka too much, because it's really a track where you have to get a lot of learning curve, I would say, and have to have a lot of flow on the whole track, and that takes just more learning than 90 degrees corners, I would say. McKenna in the mean... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just...
Yeah, McKenna in the meantime set his first lap, and he's currently in P10, P4 in the championship, if I'm correct, with 84 points. Doesn't seem to get his normal pace as well, but he is more a driver who relies on his race pace, I believe.
Oh, we've got Tino there, just set a 28.2. 28.29, absolutely rapid lap there from him. And Rookie has managed to get himself up into P2 as well. So a couple of people who obviously have a favourite of this track kind of thing are doing rather well out of position where they normally be. Meepo down at P11, he got... if he got pole yesterday, I didn't watch the race, but if he got pole yesterday with a 28.7, he's definitely got time to improve on there. And then
Justin as well improved, and currently on P3, was in P7, and now he's only 1/10 behind Rookie, and a bit more behind Tino, but he has just gotten the better pace so far in qualifying today.
Yeah.
Had a good banker lap.
I wonder if Tino's practiced for this one. It's a bit of a no-no, that, isn't it? But yeah, he seems to be miles ahead of everybody as it stands. But we are seeing a very, very tight grid. Look at them. I mean, other than the gap between P1 and P2, there's only a 10th separating pretty much P2 to P7. So, or 2/10, I should say, 2.5 tenths. So that's very, very
to P8
tight
even.
Yeah. So very, very tight, and then all the way down the grid up until Boosted and Joel, who are cosplaying as Aston Martin this week at the back of the grid in qualifying. I mean, that's pretty much what Aston Martin did all last season, to be fair.
Yeah.
But they have
Currently,
built.
Cubby is on a hot lap as well, improving 3 tenths in the second sector. That doesn't seem enough to get a really good lap on, but this final sector seems really good, early enough on the throttle I would say, and he's getting P12. That's not fast enough for him, I would say.
I think we're finding here at the moment in Tier 1 that some of the guys who used to be real challengers, got Danny Coe on a lap as well by the looks of things. He's currently 9,000th up on his time, which isn't enough to overtake Justin, but now he's 1/10, so he's got that spectacle. He's got done quite well in the second sector, and now the final 2 corners. Got to get these right. You can sap a lot of time on your lap time here in those 2 corners. Oh, he's spinning it, and he's crashed into the pit wall and lost the wheel. Is Danny Cole retiring from the session? May have cursed him as I was talking about that, how difficult those 2 corners were and how easy you lose time. You can also lose wheels. If you get it wrong, you end up in the pit wall. What's commonly known as a Joel in this league, because he's hit the pit wall several times. But yeah, that is not ideal for Danny Coe. Yeah, you could drop a couple of places now as well, because Daisy, Romain, Kiko, Crystals are all maybe looking to jump him at the moment. Crystal's doing quite well, P8 at the moment with a 29 flat. Maybe he's been practicing for once as well. I heard he did do quite well yesterday in Tier 2 as well, so that could be a good amount of practice for him as well. So.
Yeah, so we have to see, like, even in a worst case scenario, Vince is only 2.5 tenths behind him, 4 tenths behind him. That's not even much as well, so he could lose a lot of positions. Other than everyone should improve, that's not a likely scenario, I would say. But definitely some drivers, the likes of Kiko, remain, who have the pace to be really faster than they currently are.
Yeah.
Although they are fast already. But,
Bit of a lull in the qualifying at the moment as everybody preps for their final run, apart from Danny Coe, of course, who is not. Let's leave it at that.
well, Joel was trying to set a new hot lap, but he almost lost it. Kept it with two wheels on the tarmac, but he didn't crash his car, but he doesn't have a good hot lap as well, so that's unfortunate for him. The only one who was on a hot lap at the time, he invalidated his lap later on as well, as you know.
He has time to get out, or go for another run at the moment, but Jenab's currently the first person to cross the line. Next going to be the next person to cross the line on a lap in anger. He's got a Williams in his way just before Degner. That's usually a tricky place to get out of the way, but he's done well there. Jenab AR Gamer has joined. It must be crew chiefing for somebody, I guess. But Jenab will definitely want to be looking to be higher up than he is at the moment. A number of people will be looking to make great improvements on their laps so far. We're used to seeing Loff a bit higher as well. Kiko not had the greatest lap, but I don't know if Kiko is still on pad. He's going to go for a 27 now, says Tino. He's going to go for a 27. Right, good luck, says Damien, which I second, really, because if you can do a 27, I would love to see that. Jenab currently, though, coming down into R30. Flat out, cuts a lot of the curb there, as you should. Doesn't really slow you down, and is he later on the brakes this time? I couldn't really tell from the angle I had. But round the final 2 corners, don't do it, Danny. And across the line he goes, and he does improve up to P9, 2/10 improvement. We're going to have Boosted Mess crossing the line next. After that, it is an Alpine, I think.
I think it's Adesi, because the Alpine, I think that was a Red Bull rookie who was warming up his tires, if I'm correct. No, that was not rookie. It was the...
Justin Race has just started his lap, so a Daisy could be the next to cross the line. There is a Ferrari in between. That's Loff, who's gone P4 with a 28.8. Not bad lap from him at all, as Daisy then improves, but doesn't gain any positions because of it. I don't believe, in fact, he's dropping positions as Kiko comes across the line, gets himself up to P5. Decent lap from him. He gets into the 28.8, but yeah, jumps Danny, one of his main title rivals there as well. But he really needs to beat Justin. That's the man to beat at the moment. He's currently leading the championship, and will be looking to extend the gap here with only 2 races remaining. He will need to be on the ball today. Let's have a look and see if Tino can do the 27. He's starting his lap at the moment. Let's follow on board with him. So late braking there into turn 1. A good exit as well, like carrying a lot of speed there, keeping the car nice and steady and smooth. He's got a yellow flag to contend with, but that won't bother him too much. The car's off the track. He's doing very well in these S's. Keep it tight to this right-hander here, so you can open up the left-hander and get it flat. He doesn't go flat there. He lifts a bit, and he gets a bit of a wiggle on the exit as well. That's going to cost him time at the level that he's talking about. He's going to chuck it now into Degner 1. And he's still purple sector 1, so he's still the fastest there. Good exit there from Degner 2 as well. Like, he got the line perfect there. And brakes late for the hairpin as well. Doesn't need to get that close to the apex, but he's got a bad exit there. That wasn't the best I've ever seen, but he seems to be getting on the power very heavily there as well, so maybe it wasn't too bad. I'm not one. Meepo was being disqualified for driving the wrong way. Gets on the curb there at Spoon 1 as well, but it's such a good exit out of Spoon 2. He's going to carry that speed all the way down this straight now in R30. It was a short shift into 6th there, which I did not expect, but Tino knows best. In Tino we trust. He doesn't use the curb on the inside of, I think it was a purple sector 2. Brakes at the 100 metre board just under the bridge, and it's a poor exit from the final corner, and he's given up on it. He's given up. He's not going to beat. He wasn't going to beat his time there. No 27 today, but Rookie did get P2 as the checkered flag.
Rookie and Justin both improved there, so they both improved like 2/10 on their time, but didn't gain any position, both because they were in P2 and P3 already, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that Rookie would have lost P2 though, had Justin he not put in that time. So that's a good lap, great lap from Rookie there. He's proven to be a force to be reckoned with here in Suzuka.
Great lap, and that's qualifying complete with Tino getting pole by an absolute dominant qualifying, Rookie getting P2, and Justin, the championship leader at the moment, in P3.
Yeah. A quick rundown then of our grid. Tino P1 gets pole with an absolutely rapid lap early on there. He tried to go for the 27th, didn't happen. Rookie gets P2, starting on the front row for the first time, I believe, in SLR. Just in that race, currently leading the championship, is the highest of the championship leaders, Kiko and Danny. Danny maybe could have improved a little bit more as well. Kind of thing. He was actually a 10th up as well, so he could have put himself P4 at least, had he not crashed at the death there. But McKenda down in P8, not struggling a little bit here. But obviously we talk about struggling. I mean, so many people in the 28s. The top 9 are in the 28s. Absolutely rapid races here in SLR Tier 1. Looking forward to an exciting race. We could have rain at the end of the race as well, we were told by Danico at the beginning. So I'm trying to remember the last time I commentated a race that didn't have rain in it.
Well, then I definitely can't remember it as well. Because I think we had a lot of rain races, especially at the end of the races. Last year, I would say. It is last year.
Damien says there will be at least 2 safety cars. I doubt that highly, because this is a safety car prone track, I would say. There's definitely places you can crash and cause a safety car, but there's a lot of places you can crash and not cause a safety car as well. So I think the S's are probably the most likely to be a crash, and there's lots of runoff in the S's, but it's all grass and gravel. So if you go off there, it's very difficult to get back on.
Speaking about the S's, we forgot to mention that, but that's where Romaine's qualifying ended, unfortunately. That's why he is in P9. He was in P5, but just lost it in his final run at the S's, so that's unfortunate for him.
Oh, away we go. We got no formation lap here. We are ready, 5 lights, and away we go. Tino gets a bad start. Looks like the Red Bull already alongside. He's going to take the lead as well. He has, and he's gotten ahead. There's a bit of battle going on between the Mercedes and the Ferrari behind, but into turn 1, Rookie takes the lead and will keep it. It looks like Tino has started on the hards, whereas Rookie's gone for the mediums as well. So Tino could be dropping like a stone early on. We've got a bad camera angle here as we've got the S's to contend with. But it looks like a clean start for most people as we go underway for the Japanese Grand Prix. Into the S's, you cannot go too wide, really, so everybody's going to get into single file for there. But what a start from Rookie. He's got the better tyres there to get that done. All Tino needs to do now, though, is hang on at the back of him. And that could be a decent position for him. But battles going on up and down the grid, but not a lot of changes going on at the moment. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. See what we've got there. So a number of people going for the mediums to start with. Joel, Copy, Romain, Kiko, Loff and Rookie all went for the mediums to start, hoping for an early safety car so they can get off those and onto the hards. It'd probably be a medium hard strategy here as it is everywhere else these days. the extra set of tyres has not really changed strategies for the majority of tracks. There's only select ones that medium, soft might be quicker.
Romain goes alongside him 130R in the inside of Adesi, and he makes a move past really easily. I would say Adesi just lets him pass, knows he had a pace more there, he had more of speed carrying on that straight, so he just let him there. And currently Romain is in P8, not fighting a battle in 130R first lap, which is a good thing to do, I would say.
Copy's now going to look at the back of a Daisy as well. A Daisy is dropping like a stone. These medium tyres, definitely the quicker tyre at the moment, but Daisy defended that well and keeps on at the position, and it's going to make it difficult for him to get past in the S's. Not really much of an opportunity to overtake in the S's. The main overtaking spot here really at Suzuka is down that main straight, but you can also, if you get a good exit out of Spoon, you can get people there, and if you get the inside for Spoon 1, that's a very good place to overtake as well, but very few opportunities. If you're very, very close, you can send one up the inside into the hairpin as well. But so far, so good. Clean start from everybody. Everybody's happy to just trundle along in a line. Joel has managed to overtake somebody. He's got a 3-second time penalty already, though, for a warning. So he's managed to overtake Boosted. But he has got those medium tyres, and they're probably in VC together.
Tunari goes alongside Janapia, but he loses it almost on the exit and is now behind Janap as well. And Tunari also joining from Tier 2 and racing in Tier 1. A lot of drives from Tier 2 racing in Tier 1 today. Maybe it's just they like Suzuka a lot.
Tunari and Meepo have been in Tier 1 for a while, since the beginning of the season. They've all both done that there. As Tunari gets... Oh, Tunari got very off track there. Got some wheels under the grass and has spun. And is now in dead last. He just went a bit wide there, out of Spoon 2.
In the meantime, Romain goes here on the outside at the second last turn, I would say, but he just keeps it at the back of Makander, trying to pass here on the first straight here into turn 1 maybe. Let's see what he can do with some ERS, pending his ERS, same as Makander, and he's looking to put it at the inside, and he's almost making it. He won't.
He backed out of it. Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one to do. You've got to be really alongside. The inside is definitely where you want to be into turn 1, but the guy on the outside can carry a lot more speed and use the runoff on the on turn 1 to make it to hang it around the outside essentially. So that's what McKenna's done there. Great racecraft from the pair of them, but you get the feeling though that it's just a matter of time before Romain gets McKenna. He's got the faster tyre, and these mediums are definitely causing the hard runners something to think about. But 1.5 second gap now between Justin That Racer and Tino. That means Tino is going to be under pressure from Loff. Behind him, Kiko on the mediums as well. Loff doing very well at the moment in P4. Don't want to curse the guy, but he needs to keep his cool. Just race his race and defend as best he can. But Romain all over the back of McKenna still. Closest battle on track as it stands. Kiko is looking all over the back of Loff, but that's going to be tricky to get a move done because he's going to have DRS from the car in front is just Loff. So Loff again on Justin might be a move to be had as well. That's probably going to be the first one to happen. Let's have a look at that. See if he can get the move down this main straight. This is where you're going to make the most of the moves are going to be done. Look at those mediums, so much more grip. But does Loff get a good exit? It doesn't. It looks as though he's got a good exit. He's catching. He's got DRS now as well. He's using the battery, but he's not catching quick enough. Very, very tough to overtake here. That short straight is the only chance you really get. Unless you're going to send it somewhere else, and it's very, very dangerous to send it elsewhere. Romain did not get Makenda either. It just seems to be a bit of a train at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. A thing we see here is the medium drives having a lot more pace, and that's what we could congratulate Tino on with his pace, because he's keeping up to Rookie fairly easily. He's still a lot of ERS left, and still keeping up to the pace of a medium runner in front of him. So he's having a perfect race so far, although it's only 4 laps old, this race.
I mean, if that doesn't curse the man, nothing will.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not sorry.
But yeah, I mean, this has proven to be a tricky one for all drivers involved. The DRS train has emerged. We've got everybody within a second of each other from P3 down to P16, where there's a gap there from Joel to Crystals. Crystals hasn't had the greatest start there, you have to say. He's dropped quite a few positions. I'm wondering why. 5 positions he's dropped, so not having the greatest time is Crystals in his Ferrari. But Loff 2/10 now behind Justin, that racer, and looking racy. Let's see if he can get past him now. It's 3.5 tenths, same gap that he had before. But yeah, looks like he's messed up that July final chicane, and you need to get a good final chicane to get past here. Justin doing well to stay ahead. He's actually got more ERS at the moment than Loff, and Romain unable to get past McKenda either. Those are the two closest battles on track. We've got Meepo on Vinge, actually. He's got the inside line there, but unable to get past his fellow Finn, and slots back in behind for the S's, both on the hard tyres, looking to go long. No safety cars as of yet. Not really looking like a safety car at the moment. Sonari is struggling to get on the back of Boosted as well. Joel, the only man with a penalty as it stands.
Yeah, so as it stands, everyone is going at a good pace. Everyone is keeping close to each other, and it's pushing each other onto the limits and into mistakes. And that's what we're seeing. Drivers getting difficulties at traction zones, almost losing the car. But so far, most of the drivers are keeping it on track. And we can see some more of these battles. But I'm curious to see. There are drivers who will try overtakes at some points where maybe it isn't the best place to do it, and that will cause some excitement this race, I believe.
Particularly these medium runners, they need to make the overtake now and get those tyres creating gaps to the hard runners. Otherwise, these hard runners are going to come out on quicker tyres later on in the race and demolish them. And the longer the likes of Loff and everybody else is stuck behind these hard runners, the more likely it is that somebody behind on the hards is going to overtake them when the strategy switches over. Danico as well, currently on the hards, is sticking.
Loff is going around the outside in turn 1 for now, but he's not sticking in there. And maybe he should have dared a bit more there, because there was space to put it along the outside.
I have a feeling that Justin kind of raced him hard there. There's a yellow flag, and it is Jenab in the S's. He's got no front wing. He's lost it on the exit to turn 1. I don't know if there's contact there or there's something going on there, but that is not ideal for him. Crystals is now all over the back of Vinge as well, but doesn't look like there's going to be a move to be made there either. It's very, very tough to overtake at this track. It's such a fun track to race. Still, it's not like the likes of Monaco where it's just impossible to overtake. It's a very fun track to race at still, because you've got to be on the ball, and any mistake...
Another yellow flag now for Joel, who is spun around there at the... it's Dunlop corner, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, that's Dunlop. That's Dunlop curve. He's still got his wing intact though, which is good news for him. Means he doesn't have to pit. He gets a penalty though for cutting the track a bit too much there. I get the feeling that he's not too worried about his penalty situations at the moment. But Tino is still on the back of Rookie, who has checked out from Justin. The both of them have created a large gap there, and Loff will be looking to put pressure on. Justin has 2 warnings, says AR Gamer, as well, so that's going to come into play as well. Loff currently under pressure now from Kiko, and less pressure on Justin that race. Justin is starting to get away. I'm wondering what type of time the switchover is between the mediums and the hards. Looks like the hards aren't doing too bad here, to be honest. They're using quite a good race tyre.
Well, the first 2 laps they were doing bad, but after that they seem to, all the hard tyres, apart from Justin, I would say, are doing a really good job at keeping up with the pace of the medium runners without using too much ERS. Yeah. So
Jedab and Sonari in the pits as well, by the way, on 6-lap old hards each, going on to fresh mediums. I don't know if they're going to be able to get those mediums 20 laps till the end. They'll probably have to pit again, and they're now hoping for a safety car.
Well, it's a wing change for both, it seems, so that's the reason for the pit, and they're just putting onto the mediums and seeing what the race will bring them, I believe. I don't know, the word speaking, the words was, Denico spoke about rain. I don't know if that's coming at end, maybe that taking that into account. There's a yellow flag again for the just pitted Janab. That's unfortunate for him.
I'll have to go wide there in Spoon 2 as well, well, middle of Spoon, and he's losing contact with Justin, that racer at the moment. And Chantron says in Matthew, and I'm guessing that's Matthew of SLR fame in Tier 2, is saying that Loff is defending it for his life against Kiko to not overtake Justin. It's not good racecraft from such an experienced driver. I beg to differ there. If he's defending for his life and he's still got the position, that's very good racecraft. You've got to defend before you can attack, really. You can't just let the guy behind you send it. You've got to look at the guy, the thing that's most likely to happen at them. As it stands at the moment, though, I don't think Kiko has got a chance in hell of overtaking Loff, because Loff just has to defend the inside, and with the DRS, it's going to make it very difficult to pass. But Loft is doing what he needs to do on those mediums. If you let Kiko through, there's no guarantee that he would then get through past Justin himself either. He's struggling on his own to get past, so he doesn't want to let Kiko through to let Kiko overtake, because if he can't get past Justin, he lets Kiko go past, he loses 2 positions. Like, you know, he loses out big time. He's doing the right thing, I believe. Tino, though, at the moment is just biding his time, saving his ERS most importantly, which a number of drivers are not. It's currently down at 50%, most drivers, but Tino still sitting pretty on 80%. He could overtake Rookie at any moment he wants. He's just happy to sit there and let Rookie use up all of his ERS. But Rookie is still sitting on 70% as well. He is using some at the moment. He's trying to maintain that gap.
But these drivers, Rookie and Tino, are both managing the race. Just they're 3.5 seconds in front of the Justin. They have a gap. They're the only drivers really in the top 11 who have a gap to someone, and it's just for them it's a good thing to drive here, and they're just managing their ERS. They're not focusing too much on getting that overtake done, while Tino now will make the overtake done because he has the more pace. He drove the fastest lap. He's putting it in the inside, a lot more speed on the exit. Yeah. That's P1 for Tino.
That's not bad. That's very good racecraft from him. He's showing the patience required to win races there. He's held off, knowing the guy in front's got the faster tyres anyway. He doesn't want to battle too hard with him. Waited until those mediums have started to fall off a bit, which I imagine they are starting to do. And now that his tyres are quicker, he's done the overtake. And with that, has managed his ERS very well on top. Loft still unable to get past Kiko. Kiko still unable to get past Loft. Danico stuck behind them both, and really needs to get past because at this stage he's got the quicker tyre. But obviously, I mean, here's the thing for Rookie as well. He's managed his race very well also because he was on the quicker tyre. Oh, Danico's going for a move on Kiko in the hairpin. He gets his wing alongside the back wheel, but just doesn't get the traction on the exit, and it's nothing doing. False alarm.
Yeah, but I wanted to say the same about Rookie. He's just managing his race good as well. He's 3.5 seconds ahead of Justin, getting in P2. And that's the thing about Rookie and Tino. While they were fighting each other, they're not really into fighting each other hardly, because like that would cost them their own pace.
Yeah, certainly is. So Rookie is like you're saying there. Like it's he's managed this well so far. Like, he took the lead, he pulled Tino along, which he obviously didn't want to do in terms of the race win, but I don't think he had a choice in the matter. Tino was just too quick. But that's created the gap that he needed to the hard runners behind, so now he can pit with maybe a 3.5 second gap to the closest hard runner. It's maybe 5 seconds to the next hard runner, Danico, behind that. Which means that any the undercut that he gets from switching to the hards now, and the speed advantage that the hard runners will have on the mediums is negated somewhat.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a thing to look out for what we do. But he has possibilities now with that gap, while other drivers have to put more dare into their tactics to maybe do an undercut or a bigger overcut to try and get in front, because currently the drivers are not getting out of the DRS train from P3 to P11.
Still a big train at the moment, but gaps will form, and when the pit stops come into play, that will be a major factor if you get things wrong in the pit stops. Entry, pit exit. Not the most difficult here at this track, but definitely time to be lost or gained, especially with the interactive pit stops that we have at the moment. As he were at the moment, very little action in terms of overtaking, but it's still very tense and finally poised at the moment is this race. Anything can happen still, and lots to be done. Romain is still not being unable to overtake McKenda as well, and all these guys who started on the mediums probably regretting the decision right about now as their tyres are running out, but maybe the undercut is going to be big. Maybe. Loff has two warnings as well, as Kiko is the first to blink in terms of pit stops. He is coming in now for his hard tyres on lap 11 of 27. So out he goes. He'll come out behind everybody in clean air, which is good news. It means he can get those tyres up to temp in clean air and then just race his race. And hopefully that undercut's going to let him overtake Loff, and maybe just in that racer as well. He's maybe gone for the good move there, but track position seems to be king at the moment in this race. And yeah, if he can get the undercut, these guys now pretty much have got a decision to make. Do they stay out? I mean, just in that race is obviously going to stay out. He's on the hards. But the entire time, he's going to be losing time to Kiko while he's out on these hards now. So he needs to make a decision as when he can come. He's got to come in as early as he can for the mediums to get those to the end. Danny should go for the overcut, says Baulas. I think that's what everybody in the hard tyres is going to do. Like, they're going to go for this overcut. I don't know how good the undercut or the overcut here is. We've got a yellow flag there in the last sector. Looks like we've got a slow moving Jenab. He looks like he's going though, so I don't know what that was about. But he is now currently P17. He's had to pit again. I've missed that. It's not going well for Jenab so far this race.
No, definitely not. He's been several times on his current tires as well. So his tires are not in optimal conditions, to say it in a light way. Definitely not what is what Danico sets the fastest time. Love decided to go into the pit, and there's another sector 1 yellow, and it's again for Janap, unfortunately.
Yeah. Interesting battle developing now as well with that pit stop is Danico, Justin and McKenda. All three of them in a little row. Got a yellow flag there, and it looks like it's Jenab once more. He is off, and he's spinning again with the hot tyres. Can't see the car at the moment, but there he goes again. His tyres are on fire, and he's struggling big time. He's getting lapped at the moment, I believe. So could be race. He's just cutting the corner a lot. I get the feeling that this is going to be race over for him. He's probably going to trundle around to the pits and retire, which is unfortunate to see. Once you're lapped in this game, that's it. It's pretty much game over. You've got to wait for a safety car and then stay out on the safety car in order to pit after everybody else on the second lap in order to unlap yourself, and even then it's very difficult to do. So like it's not ideal situation to be in. And when will Codemasters implement lapped cars can overtake? Can't be that difficult to code that in.
Well, the one who needs to defend currently is Love, while Kiko in P14, not virtual position, but in P14. He's right at the back there of Love, and Love has still tires who need to warm up.
It's interesting though as well that it was Kiko was right behind Love with the undercut, didn't gain the position. So not the greatest outlap from him with his cold tyres, and now he's stuck behind, but maybe he can get Loft now that Loft has no DRS. He's very, very close to the back of him. He's not boosting, but very, very close coming into the chicane, and then most likely place is going to be down into turn 1. Is he going to get a good exit now from the final chicane? Is Kiko? Let's have a look. Looks like he's gaining. He is gaining his 2.5 tenths the gap. Boosted away a little bit, did Loft, but gaining, and there's a car coming out of the pits as well. It's going to put a spanner in the works for Kiko. He has to back out of it in the end because Loft was almost 100% going to cut that nose off if he left it in there. And that is fair enough, to be fair. He was well ahead going into the corner, was Loft, so it was his corner by the looks of things, and Kiko makes the right decision to back out of it. So that car on the inside, which happened to be his teammate Romain, coming out on the new hards, has maybe caused him a bit of a problem that he didn't want there. But in the end, I don't think it mattered too much. But Danico currently within DRS of just that Razor McKenda, 1 second behind Danico, struggling to keep up in the Daisy. I mean, where have we seen this before, this group of cars together? But I mean, Tino's checked out. He's 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the hard runners. The hard runners got stuck behind the medium runners for too long. Allowed him to create that gap. But,
yeah, it's interesting to have a look on the virtual gap between Tino and Rookie, because those two are the main contenders for the win. If nothing rare happens, if no rain happens, would say. They're both the fastest drivers. What Tino really was excellent in qualifying. We have to see what the race brings us. McKenna decides to pit right now, while I believe Kiko did a good thing in backing out back there. But I think earlier on he should have used more ERS to pass him, because he really had the warmed up tires while Love was on cool tires, and he just waits for Love to just let him warm up his tires, and now there's no chance for him to have a good chance at overtaking. I would say. Well, he had.
Love is now on the back of McKenda as well, so he gets DRS once more to use to defend against Kiko. Kiko struggling to get past Love.
But Kiko, Romain is right behind Kiko. Kiko lost a lot of time with this battle, I believe. I think using a bit more ERS, although it might be a risk so early in the race, it would have been worth it there.
I mean, this means that the overcut for Danico and Makenda. I mean, Makenda has definitely got the overcut already. Look at how much he's gained. He's gained 2 positions at least from that overcut because of this early pit stop. So it's the overcut that seems to be working wonders here. But Makenda now with the faster tyres, with 2 hard runners behind him, those mediums are going to run out eventually though, and the hards will come into play. But that, you guess though, that Danico and Justin are going to be miles ahead of this group now of Kiko and Loff and Makenda when they do eventually pit. There's a 5-second gap between Rookie and Rookie now has the faster tyre in comparison to Tino, so maybe he can get that, but I get the feeling that the undercut's going to be good for Tino. As Danico pits, and so does Meepo as well, so early pits there. Strategy in the pit stops is becoming a huge thing here in this race as well. So, Matthew says they need to do damage limitation. They're trying to work together, do Loff and Kiko, and I think at this stage that's a load of rubbish. That, to be honest, so their fight is with each other. It's not with anybody else. They've already lost the fight with everybody else. If they want to try and gain as many positions as they can, then Kiko just needs to overtake Loff. And if he can't do that, then Loff deserves to be P10. Well, ahead of Kiko at the moment, but it remains to be seen because anything can happen still with these pit stops. Danico has managed to stave off Makenda with the undercut, so that's not too bad from him, but he has also gained the positions on Kiko and Loff. Kiko and Loff lost out big time with the starting on the mediums. They've lost 2 positions, the pair of them. So do they work together now to try and put pressure on these medium runners? I think these medium runners are going to disappear, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for the shorter period they will definitely disappear, although it's a question. The medium tires at the start of the race, they seemed really fast for the first 3-4 laps, but after that they didn't seem much faster than the hard tires. Although it seemed like they lasted pretty okay for 15 laps, but weren't there anything like they weren't really faster than the hard tires, it seemed to me.
Yeah, I mean,
but maybe that's changing now.
We're currently sitting on a 131 fastest lap from a Daisy, which I imagine he set on the hards as well, because he's on 15 lap old hard, so he must have done. He's now pitting, so we'll start to see faster times come in from the mediums now, from the likes of Danico, Just Nat Racer, who's also pit. It'll be interesting to see where Just Nat Racer comes out. He doesn't manage to get the overcut on Rookie. That's interesting. So that is interesting. Means Rookie is maybe going to get back ahead of Tino here. As we have a look at the tyre situation and the Daisy.
Yeah, well, this
Daisy also gets past Kiko and Loff as well with the pit stop strategy.
Well, have a look at Danico right behind Justin. This is especially like, this is what I meant with using more ERS on this situation, because now he has a chance to overtake, and we saw in the first half of the race it's really difficult to make a pass, so just track position is key. So Danny with the faster tires right now, because he has warmed up tires, he should use his ERS right now, I believe, to get Justin here, because I don't believe there will be any other chance.
I think Justin has a lot more ERS than Danny does, so as soon as Danny uses his ERS, Justin's going to use it, and it's going to negate any use of the ERS. He's going to run out before Justin, so I mean, Justin doesn't have DRS, but his tyres will be warmed up now, Justin, because it's full lap on the mediums now. They'll be warmed up, but Danico will need to get past into turn 1 now, or it could be chance gone. Tino now pitting. We'll see where he comes out in terms of the battle with Rookie, but Rookie has done very, very well to dump the guys behind. As we say, very good race management from Rookie and Tino.
It seems like Tino gets in front. He's already at turn 1. Well, Rookie is behind, and he lost a lot of time. The overcut seems to work indeed, because there's quite a big gap between those 2 drivers right now, while there wasn't one before.
Danico unable to get past Justin into turn 1 as well, and that could be opportunity gone. He's now going to be stuck maybe for a while behind, but they've both got good tyres for the time being. But Tino, I imagine, is going to disappear with this race and win it comfortably. But Rookie doing very, very well to get this P2, but slower tyre for the time being, according to everybody, compared to everybody around him. But as we said before, it's only 4 or 5 laps that these mediums are quicker than the hards. And then that's over. We've got 10 laps to go. So that's 5 laps here. That's 6 laps. Rookie is going to have the quicker tyre. I imagine Tino is probably just a little bit too far ahead to challenge really, because once you get in within DRS, it's still difficult to overtake here.
Sorry, was having a small drink, but definitely. And the thing is, with this small difference in pace from the tires, what it seems like, it's just like you can't really try any different, because it's not a case that the rookie will be much faster at the end of the race than Tino, or vice versa, which we would say in Dutch. I don't know if that's an English thing to say, but I don't mind.
I mean, vice versa is actually Latin, but yeah.
Okay.
But Kiko, Justin Racer with the fastest laps at 31.5, which shows you exactly how quick. But Kiko is going to go for the move on Loff. He's going to have to go the long way round. Loff is defending it and keeps it up the inside. This is fantastic racing. Lots of space given from both drivers. Oh, Loff gets spun around. It's not gone well for him. He just got squeezed on the inside there. I mean, I think that Loff could have left a bit more. Like, Kiko could have left a bit more space there. He had more space to the exit. And I think Loff was expecting him to use that space. But Kiko gets the move done. There was contact there. I think that's probably a racing incident, though, if I'm honest. Yeah, that is that. Loff has therefore lost out big time. He was trying hard to win that battle, keep it up the inside kind of thing. And maybe he should have given it up once Kiko was ahead, going around the outside, and carry a lot more speed there. But yeah, one for the FIA to look at, most likely. But that is that done. Now, can Danico, this is the big question here as well, can Danico start putting the pressure on Justin that racer and get past? He needs to get past for the title hopes. He needs that win in terms of points percentage as well. And damage limitation really kind of in terms of the season, really he needs to get past to kind of prevent Justin from creating a bigger gap. 105 points at the moment is Justin, and I think 2 places behind that is Danico. Tunari is DNF'd, and he's done so in the pits, I believe.
He's done in the pits. He had a speed speeding penalty as well. So he retires in the pits. But probably this game decides to let the car drive out of pit and then retire. But we will see.
I think Fox is having an issue at the moment as well. He just got overtaken by Crystals, and Loff is all over the back of him as well. Not sure what happened there. He doesn't have any damage, but maybe it was a cheeky spin. Nari has had enough. I think once you get lapped, and if you had to change your wing or something like that, you would definitely be getting lapped as well. Like it's fair enough once you're lapped to give up. I never did. I just use it as practice after that point. But in Tier 1, I got lapped a lot. Let's put it that way.
Well, in Janep's case, it's a compliment worth that he's still driving, because if your tires are just hot as his tires are, and you're spinning every round, I would be race quitting at some point, because like I couldn't keep on to that for 27 laps. But he's just taking the learning curve here and learning this race. So that's a compliment worth to him, driving this race already for 20 laps. Well, it's a frustrating race for him.
Yeah, certainly is. I had something similar at Australia, but I then crashed under the safety car. Which is, what you do. But what happened to Tonari? Tonari retired in the pits as Timo does a 30.2, the quickest lap by almost a second, which he was his lap originally anyway, a 31.2. So Tino is showing that there is a big pace difference between the things. But he also overtook a Haas.
Romain passes Kiko. It seems like a team strategy call. Romain was close to Kiko for a long time. Romain just got a penalty, but Romain seems to be faster right now, and they're maybe trying to let Romain push for to the top 6 here.
Yeah, imagine if Kiko is still on pad as well. This is a tricky track to do with pad, because of the left-right nature of it. So the pad's not very good at chicanes and left and right changing direction in quick succession.
Yeah, it seems like he is on pad. Like you have some drivers who can be really smooth on pad, and he is smooth on pad. Otherwise, you couldn't be fast, but. Still, you can't be as smooth as on a wheel, and that makes this track difficult.
There's still a limitation there, definitely. To me, he went wide out of the exit of Spoon 2 and span on the grass. That's what happened to him in the early stages of the race. Tonari, it's not gone well for him today. Meepo, though, currently in the points playing positions on quick tyres and looking to catch up to the guys ahead. Joel has made it past halfway.
Oh. It's Tino having a problem there. I don't know what happened there, but I think he spun around or did. Oh, my bad. I think I looked at a bad wrong one. It was
There is
some
a
yellow
yellow.
flag, and it seemed like Tino went slow. That's my bad. He isn't.
There is
Because he's
yellow
still ahead.
flags all
It's
the way
Janab.
down the main straight at the moment, and I'm not sure what's going on.
It
I think
was with
honestly,
Janab.
it's Janab. It's Janab getting lapped, and
Yeah.
it's blue flags from him, so he's slowing
Sorry
down.
for the viewers. My bad. Almost.
Kiko gets back past Romain though as well, ahead of him. It does not look like any team orders are going on here. They are racing it, hammer and tongs. They are going at that, and yeah, Kiko did not seem to be unaggressive there in that move as well. He was going for it regardless of what Romain wanted. So these guys battling hard, but Romain has that penalty, so he's going to lose this battle on 100%.
So I'm sorry if Tino still crashed because I tried everything to curse him today, but so far it didn't work.
More yellow flags, and I think that is Janab once again off the track. I think he was probably just trying to get out of people's way, really. A penalty for Loff. His race goes from bad to worse, and he's currently sitting at P4 with a penalty. 22 seconds to the guy behind, which is boosted, but boosted and Joel and Janab. Janab's obviously out of the race, kind of thing, but boosted and Joel are. Well, Joel's probably just here to try his hand at no assists. He's doing very well, you have to say. He did do he did do Nana last week, I believe, in Singapore as well. I was not there. I was fixing my broken down car. Ran out of battery in Lidl.
What?
Yeah, my car ran out. Like my girlfriend rang me on. I was walking the dog, saying my car won't start. She was stuck in a car park in Lidl last week, and I had to walk the dog down there 20 minutes and try and give it a push start. But me pushing a car on my own, I've got about the strength of a disabled hamster, so it was very difficult to push a car on my own to push start it. So I had to get jump leads and the like from my brother, and that was my Sunday evening last week. So missed the race entirely because I was trying to fix my car.
I think what Romain and Kiko are just trying, they're just trying to entertain us this race. I believe that's what's going on, overtaking each other every lap.
I think honestly it's just having some fun themselves, racing each other. There's nobody else to race, might as well race each other. Danico is very, very close to the back of Justin That Racer still. They've managed to create a gap to McKenda, and the Daisy on the back of McKenda could maybe look for a move there. He's got 2 lap fresher tyres, and I do believe that these mediums are going to fall off. I mean, we've got 5 laps remaining, and McKenda's tyres are going to be about, 13, 14 laps old by the end of this race. That could be puncture territory.
Yeah, well, I doubt if there's someone who could deal with difficult tires. McKenna is one of those drivers who could deal with that, I believe. So there wouldn't be too much of an issue for him. And there's no one who can profit too much of medium drivers having their tires fall off. Well, Love had enough.
He's off, and he's off on track as well. It's no full yellows at the moment. It's just a yellow flag there in that sector because there's no cars coming through there at the moment. Just boosted, trundling his way around into Spoon. But out of the exit of Spoon 2, he's probably got on the grass a little bit, most likely, and punted it into the wall on the left-hand side, I guess. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's on the track as well. I'm surprised. Very surprised that isn't a safety car. Very surprised that hasn't been cleared yet either. It took a long time for Boosted to get around there. But he's now left the session. Car is still there. Yellow flag still. No safety car though.
Yeah, Romain pitted there, maybe expecting a safety car, trying to do something else maybe, but there's no safety car. He just pitted for new tires. Not for a front wing if I'm correct, so...
Yeah. I mean, I think that you're probably right there. He probably guessed, oh well, Loft's retired, there's probably going to be a safety car, given where the car is and how long it's taking to get rid of it, and then he would have been in prime position to win the race, essentially. He would have been the first to get across the line and be possibly gaining a lot of positions, but...
We have to compliment the game for that, to be realistic, because it's just, it doesn't make sense when the safety car does or doesn't come out, and that's the same as in real life. So...
That doesn't bring out the safety car. Nothing will today, says Larson. And yeah, in response to Damon earlier on, I did worry about it being the alternator. That's not working at the moment, but the car hasn't had any issues since. And my girlfriend...
Desi passes McKender here, it seems like. McKender doesn't seem to fight there. as well. He just goes to the inside, doesn't really fight here, but he just let it as he passes and probably wants to follow his pace there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give it up. They're probably in VC together, although McKenna doesn't have a voice, so I don't know how that would work. But Danico is 100% going to start turning the screw on Justin sooner or later. He's got 1 lap older tyres, and but he's got to get past. He's maybe needs to save up a bit more ERS to do so. Doesn't want to be using any of that at the moment. But Justin is catching Rookie at the moment as well. But those medium tyres surely are going to fall off sooner or later, and Rookie will start to create a gap. But Tino is off in a world of his own, 6-second gap, and likely to win the race. But the big story here at the moment is Danico and Justin, who are still fighting for the title, believe it or not. So 3 races to go, including this one. We've got Mexico and Brazil remaining after this, and all the points matter really, because Justin and Danico have not been finishing outside of the top 5 very often. You've got to ask your question as well. Danico missed 2 races because he was off looking at spaceships in Florida. How much is that going to cost him in terms of the championship?
Currently it's costing him a lot because today is only in P4. Well,
a yellow flag again. It is Jenab once more off the track. He's not had a very good day today.
After 23 laps on his hards, Boosted Mass had enough of its tires trying to put the softs on. Maybe that will bring him something. I don't know what. Maybe a fastest lap, but will be difficult.
He can get fastest lap. He's got 4 seconds to Joel. He can certainly catch Joel and overtake him. And we've got a yellow flag there again. It's Jenab once more. He's around. He's on the softs as well. So yeah.
That's what I meant with having respect for someone finishing this race. I wouldn't have had wouldn't have drove 5 laps. I would say that's the max, and then I think I have to do 6 times this, and there he goes again.
Another interesting tidbit of information there from AR Gamer, providing us with all the stats today, is Rookie and Justin both have 2 warnings each. So any warning for Justin and Danico gets him, and there's only a 2.4 second gap from Danico to Rookie as well. So if they both get a warning, Danico could get P2 without having to lift a finger to do so. But Danico still struggling to keep up with Justin. He's using battery where he shouldn't be, really, I guess, as well. He's got 10% less than Justin, that racer, at the moment, and 1 lap older tyres, so he's going to struggle to get past. I don't think there's any real option for him to get past. He just does not have the extra pace. You need maybe half a second of extra pace, maybe 0.6 of extra pace to the car in front to make the overtake. If you're on the same tyres, we've got Jenab coming out of the pits on another fresh set of softs, getting lapped again by the looks of things.
Another try for a fastest lap, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. It's not going to give him any points, being in the back 10. I wonder if we should maybe review that rule as well, because I always like that rule where the guys in the back 10 all pitted at the end for softs to go for the fastest lap, because it would give them a point. And obviously everybody else in P11, 12, 13, they won't do it because they might snag a point. But I'm wondering if we should do that here in SLR as well, where the fastest lap point is valid regardless of where you finish. Something to think about, eh, Chief? And David says, as he predicted, I thought you said there will not be 2 SCs today. There is written proof to the contrary, Mr. Bob. So you're not fooling anybody. You can't pull the wool over our eyes. Now that my Strepsil is done, I feel a little bit better. Throat's not as sore. I have to say, Vinge is doing very well for his first time I've seen him in Tier 1, in P10 at the moment.
The medium tire doesn't seem to fall off as well now, because Rookie is losing time to Justin and Danico, and Vince is closing in on Copy here. Maybe he is trying to get an overtake somewhere in this last lap, which will come soon for those two.
Yeah, he's got the tyres over Copy for sure, and he wants that extra point. He goes a bit wide on the exit though. Is that going to cost him? He's got DRS. Copy has DRS, more importantly, as well. So he's going to defend it this lap, and we are on the final lap of this Japanese Grand Prix. It's gone very fast. I mean, I'm surprised at that. It's probably because of the lack of safety cars, Damien. But now or never for Danico as well. I don't think he's going to take the risk though. He just does not have the extra pace. He's got no battery now as well. Less than 10%. Well, 13% as it stands. So he's not going to have an opportunity to get the overtake. I think he's going to have to settle for it for P4. But yeah,
and there's nowhere to really send it as well on this track.
I think driver of the day as well, if we're looking at pure positions, is Meepo. He's managed to get himself up 10 positions to get himself into the points. P8 as it stands at the moment. He's got copy for company and Vinge behind him as well, but 10 positions gained there from that as well. I would say he is a contender for driver of the day. I can't really see anybody else who's managed to do much really with this. It's been a very tense affair. Suspense high at all stages because any mistake could cost. But Tino does win the Japanese Grand Prix in style, 7 seconds in the lead. He's absolutely dominated this race. Rookie becomes a fantastic P2. A great race from him in the Red Bull. Just in that race, rounds out the top 3 and gets his podium. No penalty for him to cause Danico an issue. Danico was probably hoping and trying to put the pressure on to cause that penalty. But that just creates a gap. Nonetheless, Kiko down in P7 loses out some points to Makenda and Danico as well. Just that racer is also as well creates a big gap between him and Kiko. Kiko has not had the greatest race here, but Brazil and Mexico still to come. Lots still to play for, and yeah, things could still get spicy. We've got a yellow flag there. Is it Romain doing donuts? It is not. He just looks like he's come off the track by the looks of things. He's not doing any donuts as it stands. Joel finishes a Tier 1 race as well. He's coming round Spoon at the moment. So Larson gets what he wanted. I don't believe Joel did get lapped. No, he did not. Did not get lapped. Like that smash button for sure. We are going to keep the interviews short and sweet. I'm going to let you do the majority of them because my throat is really starting to hurt, and I have got a game to be playing. We'll do some Ark Survival Evolved after this. I've done that.
I can't remember.
Joel is currently going off track into the pits, doing a bit of off-roading and doing his best to DNF. I don't know what he's doing there.
He's doing his best to still get lapped in some way, but
but there we have it. You're very welcome. Drive the day from the game goes to Meepo. I would probably agree with that. In terms of positions gained, he gained 10 positions, started P18, and he did get disqualified, mind. So maybe he would have started a bit higher up on the qualifying had he not been disqualified in quali. But Tino with the win. And the dance moves to go with it as well. So, not bad. Tino, I mean, was untouchable today. We were talking about him being the esports driver and how he hasn't done so well so far this season. I believe that is not his first win of the season, though. I believe he has one elsewhere. I'd be very, very surprised if he hadn't. But, yeah, that is that for the Japanese Grand Prix. Very much looking forward to the next 2 races because it's still all to be played for. And Justin has never won a title here in SLR and is currently in the prime position to do so as well. But yeah, drive the day for Meepo. Do you agree with that, or have you got
well, definitely great race from P18 to P8. It was difficult to overtake, but he just drove a consistent pace at a good, consistent race at a good pace. And but if there's someone to contend for that, that would be Vinge. But Meepo just did a great race, and Vinge just shouted for a great Tier 1 debut, if I'm correct. Getting his points. Close to P9 as well. But I would agree definitely on Meepo driver of the day. So
it's a bit sad that Romain actually pitted as well under that supposed about to be safety car that never was, and he was in the points. He was battling with Kiko for P6. P7, P8, and him pitting, I don't believe he needed to pit. He got faster slap in the end, but he's out the points. He does not get a point for that. So, yeah, interesting one. So we'll move on to the interviews and go from there. Let's bring in Meepo to start with then. Our driver of the day. I'll allow you to ask the majority of the questions here, though, Ray. So, Meepo, welcome to the interview channel.
Welcome, Meepo. You're the driver of the day, chosen by us as commentators. How did your race go, getting from P18 to P8?
basically I was just driving so I can get as many positions as I want. Kinda hoping for the safety car after the pitch because the gaps were too big for me. I knew I didn't have the pace to catch them, but yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you really seem to have a good pace. Not much on-track overtakes, if I remember. Just having the faster pace, having the good pit strategy as well. You were starting on the hards, right? Can't remember, but
Yeah,
you did,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So that for the majority part, hard tires, starting hard tires seem to work out better for the drivers who did that because the overcut just worked better. So
Yes.
did it work out for you as well? I think then.
I mean, I didn't really undercut or overcut anyone. I just pitted,
Yeah,
go for the best, and that's what happened.
but you did overcut the medium runners though, so like that worked.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Okay. So Kebab, have any questions?
No.
Oh man.
I've got
Oh
a very sore throat. That's what I've got. No questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
no, but just consistent on your comeback. I don't know what happened in just a consistent. I'm tired. My questions are not good. Well, congratulations on your comeback in the race. How did your qualifying go? Why were you in P18?
Well, it went pretty well. I was improving. Then I saw that a brake marker was broken. I was like, I don't remember where to brake. I just sent it. I managed to spin. Then I was like off track. I was trying to correct myself to go on the right way. Then I got TS screwed.
Oh yeah, I can remember that. Sorry, the
Yeah.
disqualification. Yeah, so okay, that's why. But congrats on driver of the day and congrats on your 4 points in tier
Thank you.
1.
Thank you.
And have a good weekend, I would say.
You too.
So next interview then, we'll go for just that race, or should we go for Tino? Who do you want to interview next?
I don't mind. We could have the race winner first.
Yeah, let's bring in Tino then. So Tino, welcome to the interview channel. Fantastic race. You dominated it from start to finish. And you didn't get that 27 in qualifying though. Let's start there.
Yeah, angry about that.
Yeah, it didn't look like you were best pleased about it. Just a couple of very minor errors. There was one in Dunlop curve by the looks of things. He got a bit of a snap of oversteer.
Yeah, there was potential for 27 in that lap, but yeah, happens.
It definitely does, yeah. But I think where did it really go wrong? I think like was it out of Spoon or was it out of the chicane? Where did you give it?
No, it was in the hairpin. I lost the back end.
Yeah. That definitely saw you lose a lot of time in the hairpin. You didn't use all of the track, and I thought, well, that's definitely a big chunk of time lost there.
It was quali anyways. I mean, who cares?
I mean, you still dominated the race from start to finish. You obviously didn't get the best start in the race, but that was probably down to the tyres. Were you aware that it was just a case of following Rookie until your tyres came into play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good at starting in this game anyway, so I knew like if someone P2 is mediums, then he's probably gonna jump me, and it happened. But I mean, I didn't mind about it because obviously the new mediums are like, I don't know, maybe like 7/10 quicker in like first 2 laps. So my target was just to stay inside of 1 second before we can get the DRS. So and that's happened, and then I chilled like what I don't know, like 3 laps in. No, like that was like 7 laps. I chilled behind him with just saving ERS, and yeah, and
It seemed to work out well for both of you, to be fair. I think Rookie.
yeah. It was. I told to Justin like in the waiting for interview that I took advantage of his mediums, and then when it switched around, he took advantage of my hards. It like we just like kind of worked together when we didn't even try, I guess.
Yeah, it happens sometimes in racing. That is racing. But
he had a good pace, Rookie. But I mean, I knew I'm gonna overcut him because my pace with hards was pretty nice. So, and with obviously his cold hards, he's gonna lose like 2 to 3 seconds in first lap. So.
Yeah, not bad. I think that's not your first win this season, is it? But second win this season. So, but you have been off the championship essentially. I think have you missed races? Like, because I mean, obviously we see you dominate this race near the end of the season, and you think, well, where were you for the rest of the season?
Well, I've lost 3 wins this season already because of bad luck. I lost Australia win because of bad safety car timing. Sandford, same thing, and wrong strategy. And in Singapore, I was gonna win the race, but safety car came in. So that's what. And in all those 3 races, I had fastest lap, so that's 78 points lost. So you can count, you can do the maths, but
Yeah, that would put you comfortably in the lead of the championship if you goes.
obviously it doesn't work like that. That you just add 78 points to me, but like at least like 50 points lost.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean,
say, well, obviously because everybody who finishes second, I mean,
Yeah,
you've only really gained 8 points per lap.
it happens.
Per race, but it
I
definitely.
mean, it's just. I mean, I'm just gonna try to win the last 2 races, and if that's not enough, then it's not enough. But it definitely needs like bad luck from Justin, Keiko, or Danny. But I don't see that happening. They're always in the front. So.
Wow, Kiko's finished 7th place today. Didn't have the best race. Got overcut by 2 people. So things can definitely go wrong. And Mexico, the next track up, I believe, is not kind to pad users because of those chicanes in the first sectors. So
True, but they're still Justin and Danny.
yeah, there's lots of competition here in this tier as well. But I imagine that if you didn't have the bad luck that you had this season, that you would be up there fighting with them, or if not dominating the league anyway. But like, are you going to stick around for another season? The next one's we're probably gonna squeeze another season in before July and the next game.
Yeah, I think I will do 1 more season in this game at least in here.
Definitely.
Why not? Like, I mean, I joined like 30 minutes before the race today to practice, and I mean, I knew I had the pace anyways in here because 6 weeks ago 7 weeks ago it was WR there, and I got in the Q3 where there's like esport drivers just driving there, and so yeah, I mean, I knew I had a good pace here, and it's like one of my favorite tracks. Like, it's classic racetrack. No, like, it's just I love it because there's like travel traps and all the
Yeah,
that.
I think that's why a lot of real F1 drivers like it so much as well. It's a classic racetrack. It's not like a street track, so it's not that kind of level of concentration required, and you can get into a very, very good flow.
But you still need to be aware of the curbs a lot. So in the first sector you can so easily spin around, but yeah.
Yeah, ask Jenab about that. You probably saw him 3 times as you go with the 3 times or something like that. But yeah, Jenab did not have the best day today. It's one of those tracks that it's very technical and tricky.
He gave me DRS to try fastest lap, so respect to that for that.
Yeah, he said.
And I also got fastest DRS when Tunari retired. Accidentally, I was in 1 second of him, and then I just tried to go for the fastest lap. But sadly, Romain in the end got me by 1/10 or something.
Unfortunately for him though, he pitted when he was in P6, P7 fighting with Kiko, his teammate, and he pitted thinking that there was going to be a safety car, I believe, and then the safety car didn't actually come because of Loff, who crashed, and then the safety car never actually came, and then he pitted and lost 5 positions for nothing. So
yeah, I mean, I have nothing to add. It was just a clean race. That happens when it's one of my good tracks, and everything clicks together. That's probably what usually happens.
Fantastic job from you though. A dominant win, pole, and almost fastest lap, almost a grand slam, but not quite. But we shall love you and leave you there and move on because my throat's hurting and got to eat something before I go play more games. But thank you very much for your time, Tino. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, happy weekend, everyone. Bye. Yeah, good. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
So that is it for the Japanese Grand Prix. We are back next week. Well, we're back on Sunday if we get enough drivers to stream it for the Nana tier of Japan, and then we are back next week Thursday for the Mexican Grand Prix for tier 2, which is still finely poised. Christian currently leading that one by 10 points. And we are now very, very tight here between Justin and Danico. Kiko lost out big time. Danico's gained big time. And but yeah, not enough to really close the gap big time to Justin. Justin in a commanding position at the moment in tier 1. But fantastic race, tense. Not a great deal of overtake action, but that's Japan for you.
Well, it was a tactical race, more of excitement in other ways, and just like if it's not a fun race in the kind of overtaking spots, it's still a fun race because the DRS train it still provides of so much action. So I enjoyed the race because it was really tense and there was no space for errors for drivers, and just a lot of amazing driving from the drivers, keeping it clean. Not a lot of mistakes from especially the top 10 runners. So it was a great race to watch, I would say.
That is tier 1 all over. I think this is the first time you've commentated tier 1, but if you've watched it
No,
before in
the
the
second.
past, second. Okay, okay. Apologies. Jesus, damn. But yeah, it's a tight tier, and everybody is very good and makes very few mistakes, kind of thing. And you've got to take advantage of those mistakes when they come along. Unfortunately for me, when I was in tier 1, I was making them left, right, and centre, so I was getting lapped most of the time. But we shall love you and leave you there, viewers. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to smash the like button and to subscribe if you have not. And yeah, take care. Enjoy your week.